Welcome to the Excite Racing League F1 Division 3 show, sponsored by GT Omega Racing and brought to you live from Germany. Coming up, we'll be taking you through a track guide analysis of Hockenheim Circuit, as well as providing a preview of the season so far. We will also have exclusive interviews with some of the drivers in our own Driver Spotlight series, and putting their teammates to the test in the Excite Racing League Team Challenge. Joining me this evening is Key. Good evening.
Good evening, Steve, and thanks everyone for joining us. We're back from the mid-season break, and I'm sure we are all looking forward to some very, very close racing here in Germany over the next few days after a well-deserved rest.
Let's kick things off with our first Driver Spotlight series, where XRL Bernie took time to interview the current leader of F1 Division, F1 Nige, and how his debut season with the XRL is going.
Right, so I'm here with F1 Nige, our league's quickest driver, for the Driver Spotlight series that we're doing for the league. And our first question is, well, how do you think of your performance so far this season, Nige? You came into the league as a rookie and have done really well, winning 6 races at one point. Is it a lot better than what you expected, or were you expecting to come in and set the league alight pretty much straight away?
Definitely better than expected. I watched the stream at one point before I actually joined, when you were partway through a season, and seeing just how quick other guys were. And I knew I was capable of fighting for decent spots, maybe a podium now and again, but I didn't think I was going to get so many wins.
What's been the key to that success? Strong teammate by your side, or just practice? What has been the thing that's
probably
made it?
A combination. But yeah, definitely a combination. I mean, I think just from where I'm sitting, I've upped my game since I've joined. I definitely know I've got better, but that is down to practice. And then, obviously, a teammate that I know very well. We practice quite a lot, share some team data, i.e. some setups, and it's just a combination of all them. And then at the end of that, getting it right on the day, come race day.
Yeah, more often than not, you do seem to nail the laps, which is it's what the consistency is all about. So that's why you're obviously at the top. But what has been your favourite race this season? What's caught your eye as maybe the most satisfying race that you've had?
It has to be Bahrain. I started 4th row of the grid, 7th or 8th, I think it was. I had to fight my way through the traffic, and I was chasing down Emu for about 50 laps, and it taken me until 51 laps or whatever it was to actually get past him. And even then I had to hold on for dear life just to keep that position by the end. But then since then there's been quite a good few races where I've had some good battles with the likes of Rapid Claw and Emu again. But the last race in Silverstone, me and Emu had some great wheel-to-wheel action, which some of you might have seen on the stream, so that stands out as a good one as well.
If you want to hear the rest of this interview, then go premium. That's another part of the podcasts that you can receive as a premium member. And you get to hear the whole of this interview as well as an additional blog on this interview. So until next week, we'll see you later.
By becoming a premium member, you will get priority over which team you drive for during the following season, setup and strategy advice from one of our own F1 Division drivers. Entry into the monthly competition is included, with great prizes to be won each month. This includes the chance to win prizes from our sponsors, GT Omega Racing and GamePod.co.uk. 800 Microsoft points are also available to be used for creating your very own XRL gamer tag, but it doesn't end there. You'll also get entry into the XRL Fantasy F1 League competition. There's also a 10% discount on all store items, the Members Zone and Premium Forum privileges, and also some exclusive podcasts and newsletters. All of this and more can be yours for just $2.49 a month or for $24.99 for an annual subscription. Sign up today to start your enhanced Excite Racing League experience and get the upper hand on your rivals.
If you'd like to hear the full interview, you can do so by signing up for the XRL Premium membership today. If you sign up for the annual membership, you can get a whole host of additional content such as prime choice for your race team next season, as well as a whole host of other benefits including chance to win prizes from GT Omega Racing and GamePod.co.uk. More information can be found on our website.
It really is a great insight into how F1 Nars has come into the XRL as a rookie and taken the F1 division by storm. So it would be interesting to see if anyone can challenge him, especially with some new drivers coming into the F1 division and the resurgence of a confused Emu.
You know, I really think the second half is going to be more of a challenge for him, but that could fuel his desire for that title a little bit more, so things are going to get really interesting.
They really are, especially with other drivers such as Emu, confused Emu's coming through now. He's got 2 wins under himself.
Got people like XRL Star, who's had a good start to the season, but he's sort of dropped away a little bit. Perez has had a few good results here and there. Elite, the same, really.
Yeah, there's also one we haven't mentioned, which is Rapidclaw.
Yeah, Rapidclaw.
He's not won a race yet, but he's up there all the time. His pace is very, very consistent.
Place finishes, hasn't he?
He has, so he could be one to look out for in the second half of the season.
We also have a new guy coming in, Arblos. I had a social race with him the other day. He was looking pretty good. He was giving Rapidclaw a run for his money, so he'll be one to watch in the future as well. Hockenheim circuit with Connor and Sean heading the pack mid-season by winning 8 of the 9 races between them. Now, I don't really have too much experience driving with the GP2 guys, but my co-host Key here has a lot, so he's going to give us our insight on some of the drivers.
Yeah, so obviously you just said Connor and Sean winning 8 of the 9 races between them. A few people would say maybe a few of them would have been a bit lucky, but it really doesn't show the pace of some of the other guys, such as Bernie himself, Red Snapper, who've just been so unlucky. The race pace has just been there, but stuff happens in the race and doesn't quite go their way. You've got Cornish Gamers, obviously, as well. He has extremely good qualifying pace. Gets pole position a few times, but he just can't turn them into victories or that many podiums. So there's a few guys in there.
We had one race in GP2, and we had another newcomer called Jelly Squeaks, I think it is, and he won his first race, so he's going to be one to watch as well.
Wasn't that at Silverstone?
Yeah, it was at Silverstone, yes.
It was. So that's a very, very tight division, even though 8 of the first 9 races have gone to only 2 drivers. The rest of them certainly have the potential to win races. On a Tuesday night, we see the GP3 division taken to Hockenheim, which myself and Steve-O will both be taking part in as we drive for Lotus. What are your views on how the race is going to go this week?
Well, it's going to be some tough competition. I mean, the top drivers, Tom 625 in the Toro Rosso and Luke in the Ferrari, both seem like pretty good drivers. And they're top by, if I can get it up here, I think some way, 8 points behind is second place, and then a clear 25 points behind is third. It is you.
Which is me.
Yeah. And then we've got a new guy, Danny, who's joining. Not sure what car he's going to be in yet because there's been some dropouts recently. But I had a good race with him in one of the social races, and we were from the hairpin of Hockenheim all the way up to the last sector into the arena, literally side by side, going through all those corners side by side. So he's definitely a fair racer and one to watch out for. And you've got consistent people like Woody to look out for as well, and Hockenheim's quite hard on the tyres, so consistency.
I mean, obviously I've been here from the start of the season. Like Steve, you've only just joined recently, but you can see already how tough the competition really is in this division. I mean, it's so close every race. You can't really pick a winner for any race. But I mean, what do you think our chances are for this week over the Hockenheim State?
Germany, I was quite confident until I went into some social races with some people, and then I realised I wasn't as on the pace as I'd like to be. But we'll see.
Well, I was the other way around. I wasn't so confident until I had a practice earlier today with a fellow GP2 driver, and I won. I mean, there's obviously the beginning of the race, there was a few times where we'd stop and start as we had to leave the pad for a second or such, but towards the last 30 laps of the race, we were going at it properly, and I was putting some really good lap times in, and I was very competitive, and as I say, I won in the end, so I think we should do quite well. We just have to keep it consistent in the race, and we should give everyone a good go.
Yeah, sounds good. So on Wednesday we have a double whammy of the F4 and F5000 divisions taken to the circuit. We'll have two streams up, one on Weswick 51's channel, as well as our own XRL Racing League channel on twitch.tv. So Keith, what are your views on the F4 division?
So, the F4 division, no matter what race it is, what track, you simply couldn't call a winner, because the top six especially is so close. Every single one of them has won a race so far, well, the top six, should I say. And there's just nothing between any of them. They just have all got so much pace. Obviously, I am Lethal winning the division so far by a good margin. He's got a race win in the bag over his second, which is Daz LFC Gerald, but from him, there's only about 10 points separating him up down to 7th place. So there's a few guys in there, such as Blackpool, Schumacher, who all got really good pace on the day. It just depends really what happens in the race, incidents as such and so on. So a real close league,
Yeah. F5, on the other hand, kind of a shake-up at the bottom of the table. There's been, a good 7 or 8 third driver placements over the past races. So there's going to be a shake-up with the drivers in the bottom half. Towards the top, we've got people like Elroy, who's 45 points clear, but the two drivers below that, driving Toro Rosso's, Teddy and Gravedigger, doing an amazing job together to get the constructors. They're not too far behind. Gravedigger especially is doing well to get his will.
Teddy and Gravedigger, who took part in the new Excite League Team Challenge. For the challenge, one of the duo will set a lap down around Silverstone in wet conditions and on slicks, while the other answers F1 based questions. This should be interesting.
By becoming a premium member, you will get priority over which team you drive for during the following season, setup and strategy advice from one of our own F1 division drivers. Entry into the monthly competition is included, with great prizes to be won each month. This includes the chance to win prizes from our sponsors GT Omega Racing and GamePod.co.uk. 800 Microsoft points are also available to be used for creating your very own XRL gamer tag, but it doesn't end there. You'll also get entry into the XRL Fantasy F1 League competition. There's also a 10% discount on all store items, the Members Zone and Premium Forum privileges, and also some exclusive podcasts and newsletters. All of this and more can be yours for just $2.49 a month or for $24.99 for an annual subscription. Sign up today to start your enhanced Excite Racing League experience and get the upper hand on your rivals.
So obviously there's no competition with this being the first challenge. Next week will be the turn of F1 Division's Lotus drivers, Nutters 91 and F1 Nige. We'll have to see what they can do.
And now it is time to pass you over to our commentators for tonight's race, Wishbone and XRL Bernie. But before we do that, here is a track guide from Anthony Davidson on how to master a lap around Hockenheim.
This has been the Excite Racing League pre-show, sponsored by GT Omega Racing and GamePod.co.uk. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Okay, here we are, a lap of the Hockenheim ring in towards turn 1. Maximise the entry by using all the track on the left-hand side and on the exit as well. You can use a lot of that exit curb before running up the hill towards turn 2. Minimise your speed on the exit of this corner to open up turn 4 as much as possible, because this is a nice long straight here, a chance to carry that momentum and a possible overtaking manoeuvre as well into this corner come race day. DRS and Kurz sees you down this straight towards a 100-metre board. Very tricky to get your braking right into this one because the track's so wide at that stage. Now on the exit, don't use too much of that curb. It will take away your traction before this flat-out right-hand corner, and then you bring it back to the right-hand side, look to the left, turn 8 coming up, slow it all down and keep the car to the left-hand side of the track. So that opens up turn 10. Now use all of the exit curb available before the run down towards turn 12. Flick the car in. The track narrows up here at this stage as well, so keep off that left-hand side AstroTurf. Now down a couple of gears towards this left-hand corner hairpin. Important not to use too much exit curb there as well. That will slow you down on this flat-out section towards the penultimate corner, turn 16. Don't use the left-hand curb there. That will throw the car offline. And then all of the exit curb and more. And that's a lap of the Hockenheim ring.